Hello everybody and welcome back to the third and final part of the creating a Seam Miniapp tutorial. You rejoin us at the part at which we've already created our composer component. You can see we've got our new app here, and when you click on it, we're creating a hot take rating. So this allows you to choose something out of 5 stars, give it a title, give it a review, and then post. And today we'll be creating the second component for the feed. So let's dive right into it. Again, if you're new here, start at the very beginning at the quick start tutorial, but let's create the feed component here in this third and final installment of the Seam Miniapp tutorial. So we've got our composer component here, and all we need to do for the feed component is to pull out all of the data that's in the model. So as a reminder, the model you can see inspect in this feed component props. The model is just a key value store, and this allows us to store any strings for you in our backend and our databases. That way you don't have to worry about data or models or anything like that. All you have to do is get some strings. So you can see that when we were saving our data, we saved it under the name title, rating, and review. So when we're showing our post in the feed, all we have to do is grab that from the model itself. So let's just do that. Easy, right? That's all you have to do. The rating. Remember again that we're probably going to want the rating as an integer. All things in the model have to be strings. So we'll just use the JavaScript function parseInt there to get it out as a integer, and then finally review. Okay, we have all of our data. Now the only thing that's left is to do a little bit of UI work. So again, as we did in the composer component, let's use some Tailwind here. So we'll create a div to sort of wrap everything up in. You can use some Tailwind strings like this. So probably we'll put some padding around it. I think instead of the white, we'll actually do some background gray this time. That way it'll stick out a little bit more on the feed. Then we can do a rounded corner here. And that'll be nice. That'll give us sort of a wrapper for our feed component here. Next, let's put in the title. So this we can just put in the title right here. I'm not going to bother styling this. I'll leave that sort of as an excuse for you to go ahead and do that using Tailwind. And then similarly, we can do the rating in the same way that we did down here. So an array with a couple of stars. And so that's going to look something like this, which is just copying from what we had down below. We'll format this in here. And so this will make sure that given the number that we have, we don't need the rating here because we've already gotten that. There we go. We don't need the parseInt here because we've already done that when we pulled out our data. And so the last thing is to make sure that we show our review. And we can just use a paragraph tag, a p tag for that. And so if we save this and then open back up our Miniapp testing harness, you can see we already have some data in here. Let's refresh this to make everything start from scratch. Our new app here, hot take, Seam Mini apps are cool. For sure, 5 stars. This was a great tutorial. And the moment of truth. Ta-da, you can see it coming through in the preview inside, and if we hit the post button, this is what it's going to look like in the feed. So I hope you start to see the really kind of cool things that you can do with Seam Miniapps and components, because once you start to get this all working, you can go from composer to feed post and complete all of those components like that. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Very excited to see what you guys create, and see you in the next one. All right.